Sometimes the simplest, most everyday words can hold the most interesting stories. It's kind of wild. Today, we're going to look at one of those words, and you'll see it holds a fascinating secret about language itself.
So what can one little word really teach us? Well, as it turns out, a whole lot. The answer can actually reveal a hidden system, one designed to make communication simpler for everyone. We're going to put a word you probably use all the time under a microscope and see what it shows us.
And this is it. Our word is loud. Super simple, right? You've said it, you've heard it, you've probably never given it a second thought. But trust me, by the end of this, you're going to see this word in a completely new light. Okay, so first things first, let's just do a quick run through of what loud even means. Now, these definitions might seem super obvious, but how they all connect is where the real magic is, so stick with me here.
So the first and most common meaning is, of course, about sound. Our source from Wiktionary says it's a sound you can hear very easily. A rock concert, an ambulance siren, that's the classic definition we all know.
But this is where it starts to get interesting. We take this word about sound and we stretch it to describe a person's personality. We call someone loud if they talk a lot, maybe a bit too much, or just at a high volume. It totally becomes a character trait. And then it gets even more abstract. We can use loud to describe something we see, like a shirt with these crazy, bright, clashing patterns. Yeah, that can be a loud shirt. It's not making any noise, but it's demanding your attention in that same kind of overwhelming way. And when you look at its opposites from the source, words like quiet and soft, you really see the core idea here. Loud is all about high intensity. It doesn't matter if it's sound or a personality or even a color. That incredible flexibility is the whole point. So we've got these different meanings, right? But there's a much deeper reason why a word like loud is so versatile. This isn't just some random coincidence. There's a hidden clue in our source that unlocks a much, much bigger story. Which brings us to the big question. Why loud? Why spend all this time on one simple word? Well, that versatility we just talked about, that's the clue. Its ability to cover so much ground is what makes it so important. There's a much bigger idea at play. And here it is. This is the big reveal. Tucked away in the source material is this one little sentence, and it changes everything. It says, loud is on the Basic English 850 list. Bam! This is our turning point. Our word wasn't just any word. It was specifically chosen to be part of an exclusive club. And that one sentence just opens the door to this whole other world, this really fascinating project in the history of language. A system that was designed to make English way simpler and more accessible to the entire planet. So you're probably asking, what on earth is the Basic English 850 list? It's not just some random list of words somebody threw together. No, it's a very carefully built toolkit for communication. Let's start with that number, 850. The people who created Basic English, they believed that with just 850 essential words, you could say almost anything you needed to for everyday life. Pretty bold idea, right? And just to be super clear here, Basic English isn't a totally new language. Think of it more like a simplified version of English, built on the solid foundation of 850 core words. Words chosen specifically for their power and versatility. Words just like loud. And the goals for this thing? They were huge. I mean, the main idea was to make learning English way easier for beginners, but they also dreamed it could be an international second language, like a bridge between cultures, that would let people communicate clearly without needing years and years of study. So let's bring this all home, because this whole journey into the word loud points to a really powerful idea about language itself. It's not always about having more words, it's about having the right words. And this is the main takeaway. The story of loud isn't just about sound. It's about people and things you can see and even feelings. The fact that it was chosen for the Basic English 850 list proves that a small, powerful vocabulary can be incredibly expressive, covering this huge range of human experience with a kind of elegant simplicity. And so I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. In a world that feels more and more complex every day, is it possible that the best tool for communication isn't a massive vocabulary, but a simple, really well-chosen one? Is there maybe more power in those 850 words than we think? Something to think about.